Cars on the final few corners of the formation lap prior to the opening race here in Portugal. Being led by Ryo Michigami. Through the roundabout, the normal racing line is to go around anti-clockwise, as they are doing now. And for one lap only, the Joker lap will go clockwise. You must stay, you must not cross the blue line, whether you're on the normal racing line or on the Joker lap. Now, that blue line has been extended further away to remove the blend point from being quite so close to the roundabout. It's changed the racing line. There's been a little 15-minute warm-up session this morning, a test session, so the drivers could get used to. It remains to be seen what it looks like in a race. The rain board being prepared. And on the back of it says start delayed. No dramas yet from the skies above. We are getting ready to race in Portugal. Green flag is waving. Red lights are on. And away we go, or away we don't quite go for our pole sitter Ryo Michigami. Finally gets it going in a second place. They're 3 or 4 wide behind. Good start from Jan Erlache. Looked like a very slow start from one of the Castrol Hondas of Norbert Mikulits. 3 wide with Thiago Monteiro on the inside. The track is very, very dirty on the outside when you sweep around this long left-hander at corner 4. You can see there. They've also been warned about down at the bottom after the final chicane. Oh, a little brush there in the dirt from Esteban Guerreri. He hangs on to the car right up underneath Mehdi Benani. Matt Neal, they all got away with it in the opening lap, but there will be a bit of bumping and boring as they all try and find their way into a pocket in the traffic. Yeah, there's definitely a few elbows out early on, but Girolami's reaction time was super fast. I thought he got the jump off the start. Oh, Katzberg going down the inside of Guerreri. Has Guerreri's got a problem. He's been hung out to dry by the 2 Volvos. He's pulling off to one side. Esteban Guerreri, there must have been maybe that little brush with the Volvo or with the barrier, but the Argentine go very slowly. There's a car in the barriers, and that's the 24 car of Kevin Gleeson. The Lada, again, we've seen it all day today. Very different from how the track was yesterday. A lot of dirt and dust out by those barriers, just waiting to drag you in. And Kevin Gleeson hit the barriers. There's our newcomer, Manuel Fernandez, in the number 22 Lada. Mehdi Benani made a great start, by the way. He's now up to 3rd position, Benani. Tom Chilton down in 6th, 7th place. His teammate.
Benani's up to the lead. Is he in the lead now, Aston?
No. Top 2 have gone away. Ryo Michigami and Nesta Girolami. Oh! And Girolami all over Michigami. Oh, no, you're right. He has taken the lead. So where and when did that happen? Avoid the barriers. Ted Björk and Nicky Katzberg have to be very cautious of those barriers. Yes, Benani with the lead of the race. Can't take the Joker lap until after lap 2. So the first lap they can go through would be lap 3 of the race. Spots of water on the camera lens. Excellent. Those of you who have just watched an unmitigated, unrestrained plane crash of an Azerbaijani Grand Prix might be thinking this is a little dull so far because we haven't yet had any major dramas, but this could well turn into a bit of a pot boiler. So Ryo Michigami in 2nd place, holding everybody up. 3rd place, the blue Volvo, Nesta Girolami. Then Thiago Monteiro, the championship 2nd place man. And further back behind him, Nicky Katzberg is in 7th place, the 2nd, or in fact the 3rd of the blue Volvos. So at the moment, Thiago is back in the championship lead, should nothing change. Of course, with the Joker laps, should nothing change is about as likely as saying, should the sun not come up. Benani trying to pull away, 1.5 seconds ahead of Ryo Michigami, and behind Rob Huff on the crown of the road trying to hold off Norbert Mikulits, and right behind him Jan Erlache, now up to 10th position. Erlache from 12th on the grid.
It's the Castrol Hondas that have really had the pace all the weekend so far, but obviously with the reverse grid they're starting back in the pack, and it's if they can try to make progress from where they are, or do they dare take the Joker lap early?
They might need to, mightn't they? Whoa!
Benani's definitely trying to make some air, isn't he, to try and...
fast and loose. Well, he finds himself unexpectedly in front, so I'm sure the engineers on the radio are going, OK, Mehdi, push, 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 make a gap, take your Joker lap early, and then try and avoid the dramas with the safety car.
He's certainly doing that. Michigami's the cork in the bottle at the moment. He's just holding Girolami back.
Now the problem is, it's looking like about a 4-second slower lap doing the Joker lap. 4 seconds behind him would drop him into the gap behind Mikelitz to Erlaché, but it's not a big gap.
Yeah, he pulled 4/10 on that lap. If he can get another 2, 3, 4 laps in, he could just about do it.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, they've got to be able to take theirs as well.
Right, where on earth has Bernani got this from? He starts from 4th on the grid. He's on the left on the 2nd row. There's almost a rub with Esteban Guerreri, who starts on the inside and goes outside. Kevin Gleeson.
Yeah, Girolami moves over to block...
And they're all bunched on the inside.
Guerreri. Chilton holds his ground and muscles his way through.
And Bernani's up to 2nd there as Thiago eases through on the inside as well. And then Bernani, where does he get the lead from Ryo Michigami? Is it up at this first corner at the roundabout? There's Michigami in the lead in the grey and red Honda. Bernani's squeezed his way through. Well, he must have passed him, I think, here at turn 6. Joker lap is now enabled. DRS zone is open, if you like. Let's see who goes early. Fastest race lap so far after 2 laps completed is by Rob Huff in 8th place. There he goes in the black Munich Motorsport car. And we know who the fastest car through the speed traps was all through free practice and qualifying, don't we? It was Mehdi Bernani, quicker than anybody else on top speed. And if he's got the car trimmed out for pace again today, starting 4th on the opening race grid, he may well have sacrificed a tiny bit of grip for some straight line speed.
Yeah, Martin, a lot of the drivers all complaining about understeer, and you know, Bernani's Citroen looked one of the loosest cars out there in 3 practice and qualifying. So if he's got it right, he could have actually just hit the nail on the head. I mean, they're running the rear of these cars incredibly high around here. Just, oh, here we go.
Yep. Well, there's a huge bunch led by Tom Chilton. So Chilton, Katzberg, Bjork, Huff, first available opportunity.
But why do you follow someone through there? You don't gain anything, that's what.
Yeah, but you don't lose anything either.
They're stuck in the traffic.
They're still stuck in the same train. You know, they would be whether they went through there or not, but at least they've got it out of the way should there be a safety car. Esteban Guerreri in the pits. We may not see him back in. Lead for Bernani, 2.1 seconds. So he's going to need another 4, 5, maybe 6 laps to get out to a 4-second gap where he can take the Joker lap and then come back out. And there's only 8 laps left, or 7 after this. So Bernani's committed now. He's rolled the dice to going very late.
Michigami's sort of turned the tables on Girolami as well. He's down now, broken the toe, and he's pulling away. Yeah,
he's easing away from Girolami because Girolami's fighting off Thiago, and that's the problem for Nesta in 3rd place, is Thiago Montero. The problem for Montero is that he's got another Volvo line astern, Ted Björk. So Katzberg's taken the Joker lap, along with Tom Chilton. And in fact, they remain in the same positions. There's just a bigger gap. Oh, there's Huff on Katzberg. That could work very well for Thiago Montero. And right up behind is Norbert Mikelitz. Huffy's headlights strobing away. This is the battle for 7th. Don't forget, none of these guys have lost any track position by doing their Joker lap. They've just dropped back a little. Bernani, another fastest race lap, a 59.4 this time. Everybody else a 10th or 2 slower. In fact, Michigami a 10th slower. Girolami in 3rd place, half a second slower. And Michigami, the 2nd car in your shot, has definitely started to creep away. 2 more. Through goes Thiago. Oh, made a mistake, and so did Ted Björk. And they both come back on in front of Chilton, so now I've got to recall whether Chilton was behind them or not. I think he was. Well, anyway, he is.
5th, yes.
Yeah, so I think that is status quo maintained.
But Bjork hasn't taken his good
he just went in behind Thiago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they, not much gained, not much lost, but Thiago, no, he was behind Nicky Katzberg, wasn't he? So he's going, so Thiago has got him back in front of Nicky Katzberg. So between Thiago, again, is still those 2 cars and then Nicky Katzberg. Thiago still then reclaiming the championship lead as of
behind
now.
Nicky Katzberg. So Huffy's jumped to Michelitz.
Yeah, he has.
Well done. We gain 1 position.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
Chilton.
we need to work on our timing screen because it doesn't actually say who's going what over
Just
who.
a bit delayed.
Well, no, but it doesn't say who's moved up the order, so you have to have actually taken a photo of it before every lap.
Gleeson, they're under the bonnet, but
Yeah.
that might be, they were looking at the right rear as well, which might be that flick on the arm
Yeah.
on the opening lap.
Might be a bit of debris and overheating as well. So Guerreri and Gleeson both with opening lap contact in the pit lane.
Okay, I hope he's got a little bit of air in front of him, if he can get the hammer down. The Citroen is still very heavy.
Volvo making a move on Michigami. That's Nesta Girolami. He came out of the chicane all over the back of the Japanese driver. Didn't get through, but the writing is on the wall, isn't it? He really needs to hurry Michigami along. Another quickest lap last time around for Banani, and Girolami. I thought he was in trouble there. He was in trouble there. He didn't do the Joker lap.
He was going to do the Joker lap.
He's given away half a second there just by not quite being sure whether or not to do it.
Yeah, I think he was going for it, then was carrying two.
I think he had a Montero moment down the hill there because he was right up behind Michigami. I think he lost the back of the car and was collecting it all up and didn't dare try and do the Joker lap.
Talking of which, fastest lap of the race, Thiago Montero.
Oh, yes. 59.1 for Thiago, 59.3 for Mehdi on that last lap. So Rio Michigami in second, Nesta Girolami in third. Top three yet to take their Joker laps, and they have not got a gap.
I reckon we're going to see Banani this time. He's now built it up. He's got 4.2 second lead, so this could be it if he wants to play it super safe.
Yeah, he has to do it now because he's got the gap in his favour. Fastest man on track is Thiago Montero, but only just ahead of our race leader, Mehdi Banani. Rio Michigami in second place, the 34 Honda, then the blue Volvo of Nesta Girolami. Those top three yet to do their Joker lap. All the cars behind Girolami are in a long train, and they have all done the Joker lap. He is going to lose big time, because when he takes his Joker lap, he's going to sink like a stone all the way to the back of that queue. He's going to come out behind Norbert Mikulec.
He's going to come out right in the middle of it, Martin.
He's not, is he? Not if it costs him 4 seconds. 4 seconds from him is going to leave him, Huff Mikulec sort of territory, but there's nowhere to get back in there.
I reckon he's going to be Chilton Katzberg's brain.
I don't know. He's got to get in though, because it's like it's going to be like in NASCAR when you're on the high line, you just hung out to dry. There's going to be a stream of cars coming by.
But he will have the inside line into
right,
the
come on, Mehdi. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're going to see. This is the way that he was hoping to build up an advantage. He's going to be much slower out of the roundabout than the cars behind, but that's enough. Banani will be in the lead of the race, so he remains in the lead. And, you know, there's every opportunity. Thiago Montero is going to finish second, Ted Björk in third here, because Rio Michigami, the 34 Honda, and Nesta Girolami, the 61 Volvo, have been caught by the guys who've already paid the price of going on the Joker lap. They cannot win anything from this situation, never mind the race. I'm afraid Michigami and Girolami's strategy has consigned them to dropping down. Well, not just their strategy, Matt, not enough speed to go away like Banani. If they'd been able to stick with Mehdi, they could have done a Joker lap there and still come out in front of Thiago.
The interesting thing is, Michigami's and Girolami are holding them up at the moment.
Yep.
Montero has been super fast all weekend. Once we get rid of these two, Montero's got a clear crack at the back of Banani.
Yeah, however, he might have 1 lap and 6 seconds to go. Rio Michigami, Nesta Girolami, second and third. Yet to take their Joker laps. Our race leader, Mehdi Banani, cantering away, has taken his Joker laps. Those that haven't are shown in red. The other driver who has yet to take his, Manuel Fernandez, the local driver from Villarreal, down towards the tail of the field in one of the 3 RC Racing Lada Vestas. Well, Matt, now you're in a hole.
Yeah.
You've got to pray for a safety car or something. Michigami and Girolami
Yeah, Michigami.
They've got to go. They've got to go now. Yeah. Girolami's going now. Michigami, yeah, he's going now as well.
Okay.
The later you leave it, the more of a hole you're in.
That's great. Now we can see the pace of the Honda, because that's going to release Thiago.
Oh, where are we going to get the blend? Oh, Michigami squeezes in front of Katzberg. That's exactly... Oh! And Girolami and Huff's through on the inside. A little bit of a rub.
Michelit's going to run as well, following through.
Norby finds the door open. Nesta had to get off the throttle there. And it's uphill there, isn't it, out of that really slow chicane. And so he was really struggling there for pace. It doesn't look like it, but it is steep uphill there.
Yeah, a bit of pushing and shoving at the playground there.
Yeah, definitely was. Bump, bump, bump. Girolami getting the hurry up, getting the bums rush there.
That gave Norby a run on all of them.
Yeah. Getting the bums rush off Rob Huff, and in front of him, the other car, Nicky Katzberg, the Volvo, getting a bit of a hurry up shunt from behind. Here's our race leader there, Mehdi Benani. Crikey, what a race he's had. 4th on the grid, and it galloped away on the opening lap. Made the gap he needed. I mean, that was exactly what you needed to do from those front starting positions. It shows it is possible.
Yeah, but those Castrol Hondas have been, they're 30 kilos lighter this weekend. Yeah, with the way the regs are working. So now he's got a clear shot at the back of the Citroen. It's going to be great to see what time.
And Huffy's having a look. That's Nicky Katzberg, the championship leader in France. Rob Huff couldn't get close enough there. 150 miles an hour top speed here. Oh, and that's Fernandez. Manuel Fernandez in the barriers. That's at turn 16, I think. Oh!
That's Katzberg.
Yo, and through goes Huff. On the oil, on the dirt, but Michigami's hung out to dry on the outside, and Norby's right there as well. And Norby's trying to go around Michigami. Rio Michigami hasn't got the pace here that he needed.
That was a proper opportunistic manoeuvre off Huffy.
Well, you know.
The door was open.
Yeah, throw the dog a bone. Rob Huff is right there. He is a street fighter, isn't he? Thiago moves up the order to 2nd place.
That was like one of your mates just got in the nightclub and the bouncer's trying to close the door and you shoulder barge in.
And Norbert Mikelitz, I think Rio's going to make this easy for him. He does. Rio Michigami now is going to try and hang on in front of Nesta Girolami. These two started on the front row. And the team asked Rio Michigami, I think, to allow Norbert Mikelitz to go through.
It's almost as though he misses a gear there or box a gear on the edge.
Just
look at Huffy. Oh, I'll tell you, it's a risky move.
Yeah,
Rob.
probably was. But it's a street race, Matt. You know, you've got to make the moves when there's a quarter of a gap, never mind half a gap, and just hope that you can get the thing stopped on all that oil dry.
The inside.
Yeah, really did. Lap 9 of 11, 2 to go after this. Mehdi Benani still leads.
Bravo.
Don't bravo yet.
Which problem, Rio?
Not over.
I think tire.
Trouble. He's saying trouble, not bravo.
What's the trouble for Rio? I think it's a tyre, he said.
No, I think that's Thiago, wasn't it? Now, the Volvos and the Hondas have all had problems in qualifying pre-practice, so with the bashing they get off these big sleeping policemen in these sort of ungainly chicanes they have to go through, weave their way through, then we could see...
Well, if Thiago's got a problem, he's disguising it well. He's just done the fastest 2nd sector of his race. Gap is down from 4-point-whatever to 1.8, 1st to 2nd. Thiago Monteiro closing on Mehdi Benani. New fastest lap for Thiago Monteiro. And Michigami's the man with the tyre problem right front. Looks like it might be. Unfortunately, he's just gone by the pits as well, so he's got 4.7 kilometres to get back without destroying the car on the penultimate lap, and he's going to be going very slowly when they come up behind him towards the end of the lap. He's at turn 19 down at the chicane, and hopefully will be out of the way. In fact, he's a lot further round than I thought he was from that shot.
Yeah, is that ominous for the other Hondas, or is it?
Oh, here comes Thiago. That is ominous. 3/10 quicker than Mehdi on the last lap. It's lap 10 of 11, penultimate lap here. In fact, it wasn't. There was 8 tenths quicker than Mehdi Benani on the last lap. Gap was down to a second. It is less than that now. First sector, Mehdi was actually 3 tenths quicker. Thiago, is he pulling over? Or was that just the racing line? Didn't look like he was going quite as fast as I expected him to be, but no sign of everybody streaming by him yet. There's Benani, there's Montero. Ted Björk is closing, so is Tom Chilton. There's Katzberg in 5th, Huff in 6th. Thiago 43.8 second sector, Benani 43.7 second sector. So Thiago has got the pace still, but he's not closing on Benani.
It does look as though he's physically dropped back a wee bit from the back of Benani now.
Yeah, gap's out over a second now. That's more like a second and a half, isn't it?
Björk is.
Yeah, you don't want to.
As though he's closing.
Don't want to drop back into the clutches of Ted Björk on the last lap. Don't forget, this is to take the lead back in the championship for Montero and a podium in the first race in his home country. Ryo Michigami was right front. You can see the tyre completely free of air there and off the rim. They want to get him fixed and ready before the car's going to Parc Fermé. There's Katzberg's blue Volvo ahead of Huff's black Citroen. That's the battle for 5th. Norby is right here. We ride on it, on board with him in 7th place.
Wow, fastest lap of the race, Norbert Michelitz.
Yeah.
Down in 7th place at the moment.
Still nothing wrong with the speed of the Castrol Hondas around here, is there? Montero 1.4 behind Benani at the beginning of the race, and in Mehdi Benani's garage, there's his mum on the left. Everybody really praying that this comes good for him. What an emotional time he had at the Nürburgring. I can't believe that Mehdi Benani made such a good fist of this. Main race victory in Hungary. Mehdi Benani halfway around the lap, the fastest part of the circuit, the place where his car looks, frankly, the most frightening in the field. And he's on his way down the hillside now, out of the last really critical braking area. Oh, Mehdi Benani. We're going to have another different race winner here, aren't we? Thiago Montero is a little closer, but not close enough. I think Benani is just breathing a fraction easier now. Out of the last chicane, down the hill, still half a dozen corners to go, around the roundabout, turns 26 and 27. And the checker flag is out. It is victory in Portugal for Mehdi Benani, a race that he made for himself, took the lead on the opening lap, broke the opposition, drove away, made the gap to do the Joker lap with no dramas, and what a race. Mehdi Benani victorious. Thiago Montero, you saw his dad looking happy as well. His wife and kids are here as well this weekend, of course, in Portugal, so he's very happy. And Ted Björk makes it a Citroen, a Honda and a Volvo on our opening race podium. Clearly, dabbing is not a thing yet in Marrakesh. There's Thiago Montero, second place. Not quite a win, but good news in the championship. Now opens up a slender 7-point advantage over Nicky Katzberg. Ted Björk 1 behind, and Benani jumps up to 4th place. Started the day in 7th in the championship. And Matt, that's how close it is. It is getting tighter and tighter at the top, actually, rather than anybody starting to pull away. And that's exactly what we want from a championship, is as many different race winners as we possibly can.
Well, and the Hondas are slightly lighter this weekend, and they showed their pace but were bottled up, but so they will in turn get weight, be back up even heavier than the Volvo and the Citroen for the next one for Argentina, so it'll swing it backwards and forwards, which I think it's going to do.
Exactly so, exactly so. Well, Thiago being well received by friends, family and fans, and well-wishers in the garage, and so too is Mehdi Banani. You can't not love Mehdi Banani, can you? He's such a heart on his sleeve young man. Lost his dad over the winter break rather, and you know, that's always a very major blow for anybody, but he's really bounced back this year and is turning it into, unquestionably, I think, his best season in World Touring Cars. Well, let's hear from our race winner with Alex Le Gouy.
Oh, wow, Mehdi Banani, congratulations. What a race that was. You're the winner of the opening race here at Villarreal. You took it at the start, and that was it. There was no stopping you.
Yeah, I was driving on the limit since the start. Also, the start I touched a little bit with the Chevrolet, but I keep full throttle. I know that if we don't take 100% risk, there are not a great result to record here. I'm so happy to take it. I was very happy to take my Joker lap, even with the Joker lap to go out in the still leading race. It's great, and to win here in front of the home hero, Portugal. And I think we have been, everything was perfect. So.
You pushed so hard. That gap that you pushed at the beginning meant that your strategy worked so well.
I think no strategy. The best strategy is to not have a strategy. I think the only things I had from the team, it's full 100% risk. It's tricky to say something like this here, because if you just do a mistake, you crash the car and you crash on the high-speed corner. So I was very lucky to finish with 100% risk. And thanks to the team, thanks to everybody, and thanks to King of Morocco to follow me and to support me to be there around the best driver on the world.
A good, clean win. Well done, Mehdi.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Okay. Well, you think back to the days where he was finding his feet in the championship with Seat Leons, with BMWs, where he showed he had pace and he didn't quite, maybe sometimes have all the race car experience that he needed, the race craft that he needed, maybe the patience occasionally. Or like today, Matt, the confidence in himself to hang it out on the ragged edge every single lap. And that's what a track like this demands. You can't have a safety margin. Our top three, you've just worked out, came from 4th, 8th and 9th on the grid. No safety car, no major crashes. The real losers, Michigami and especially Girolami, stuck behind Michigami, needed to have bit the bullet early, I think, with that Joker lap.
And also Katzberg, he started on the 3rd row, and both Montero and Bjorg managed to leapfrog him. So for whatever reason, it does get confusing with the Joker lap, the way it all plays out. But I mean, it's worked this time. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Banani up to 4th place, ahead of Tom Chilton. Rob Huff closing on Chile as well. Norbert Mikulec makes up a few more points. Esteban Guerreri scores a 0 here, unfortunately for him. So does Nestor Girolami. No, he ended up in 8th place. He gets points ahead of Jan Elish and John Philippi. But yeah, and it wasn't all caused either by the Joker lap. Actually, it was all that bumping and boring on the opening lap that started to move positions around. And Banani was brave enough to take advantage. Great view down over Villarreal, just over the start-finish straight and the pit area, and in the theatre in the centre of town, on the open-air stage, is our podium. Montero looks like he's worked hard for that, doesn't he, Matt? A very warm-looking boy.
Yeah, it's one, it's warm out there, but two, it's very, very close. The humidity's quite high this weekend, so especially today with rain forecast that's coming in. It was looking like we were going to get it for the first race. It's held off, but we have now got a latest forecast is it's due in about 1 hour. So that could be halfway through the second race, which would liven things up.
Well, we did have just a couple of spots on camera lenses at the beginning of the opening race, but never arrived. Third place then in our opening race, Volvo's Ted Björk. Second place for Honda, Thiago Monteiro. Don't go too soon, fans in the crowd. There's still the main race to go.
He'll be pleased with that as well. Starting 8th on the grid, and he's got a great grid position for the second round.
From Sebastian Loeb Racing, it's Mehdi Bennani.
Mehdi Bennani. A very, very impressive race from the Moroccan driver. And Hero says, in his humble way, so delighted to be racing against some of the world's best drivers. Well, he's in there as well. Well, what a season he is having so far. Mehdi Bennani, this is race 9. He's made 4 trips to the podium before coming here. This is his 5th and his 2nd win of the season. So, president of the Villarreal Automobile Club, Jorge Fosenza, is presenting the trophy to our 3rd place finisher, Ted Björk.
Position driver, Thiago Monteiro, is Manuel Coutinho from Manuel Coutinho Enterprise.
Biggest car dealer in the region, if not in Portugal. Shouldn't be at all surprised to find Manuel Coutinho. Thiago Montero looking well pleased. That's a big hatful of points when you're at the wrong end of the opening race grid. And our race winner from row 2 of the grid, I'm sure he dared dream whether he realistically thought, yeah, wins on from here or not. You can always think, Matt, can't you, that there is a chance of a win. And he, you know, the gaps open in the right direction, and when they started to close, he was deep enough in that he could hold his line and hold his nerve and grab the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how it unfolded in that opening couple of laps with the pushing and the shoving, and everyone managing to keep it clean, stay out the barriers, and we got some good, hard, clean racing all the way through. Yeah.
Fans my age will remember watching Nianarim racing over many years. Started in junior single-seaters, raced in sports cars, Portuguese Touring Car Championship as well. Didn't see him here, but presenting the trophy to our top Yokohama driver, the independent driver, the trophy won by Mehdi Bennani.
Boys, please come together for your official
Sebastian Loeb Racing, of course, is the winning team, taking their trophy as well. Of all the places Mehdi Bennani has won races now, I wonder if he's fated not to ever have it happen for him in Marrakesh.
Boys.
An entertaining and highly enterprising first race from Mehdi Bennani. Just pulled it off to perfection, drove the wheels off the Citroën, and made victory happen. getting ready for repair time before our main race. There is work to be done by some of the teams. Manuel Fernandez in the RC Racing Lada has got damage after an off into the tyres. Doesn't look unsurmountable. Matt Neal, very likely that every mechanic's favourite tools, hammer and a gaffer tape, will go into action. Kevin Gleeson with a bit of work to be done there as well. So the RC Racing guys with a job or two on their hands. Looks like there was a suspension steering arm rather being fixed there. Let's get down to the pit lane. Alex Le Gui is with Kevin Gleeson. Car has been taken out of Parc Fermé. He will start from the back of the grid.
Oh, Kevin, that was not what you were hoping for during that opening race. Can you talk us through what happened?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, for once I made a pretty good start and was able to gain a position, and then a bit of a hectic first lap, and you know, got stuck behind some cars. And after that, I was just coming through the final corners and felt like a clutch or a drive shaft or something like that let go. So the guys are working super hard right now. They've been flat out, and maybe we'll have a miracle and start from the rear of the grid, but it doesn't look good.
Oh, so at the moment, it's not 100% that you even will start then?
No. It doesn't look good to start the race, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay.
Tough break for Kevin Gleeson. That's the drama with the back-to-back races. Cars going to Parc Fermé between the two races, which means you're not allowed to touch them or fix them after the checkered flag and before the repair time. And if you have to get it back into the race, then the car is removed from its grid position, often a hard-fought grid position, and put to the back of the grid. Nose going on to Tom Chilton's car, and that may well be from a little bit of bumping and boring when Nesta Girolami came back on after the Joker lap. New brake pads being fitted as well. And Matt Neal, one of the things that you need to make a car go quickly is a powerful engine, but equally as important, powerful brakes, because if you can't stop it, you can't go quickly in a straight line.
Yeah, every driver you speak to will complain they haven't got enough power. It's a few bit of rough and ready there, but one thing they will really moan about is if they can't stop the car.
That's for sure. Esteban Guerreri down in the pit lane with Alex Le Gui. Let's hear from him.
Another car that has an awful lot of people with quite a lot of worried faces going on there. Esteban, can you talk us through what happened?
Basically, I had a good start from my box, let's say. I moved well. Then Bebu didn't do the same, and also Michigami in front. So basically, Bebu moved to block me, to block when I tried to overtake. So I decided to go in the outside, and at the same time, Benani, I think, was coming from the outside, so we hit each other, and then another one came from the inside. You know, I lost momentum basically. That made me lose quite a few positions in the start, in the first 300 meters, and then in turn 6 with the Volvo, we touched each other. He was coming from the runoff area. He hit my rear left wheel and bent my wishbone. So everything happened in the first 6 corners. Unfortunately, well, it was unlucky, to be honest, but now we have Race 2 to see how it goes. Así que, bueno, saludar a toda Latinoamérica, a toda Argentina, está mirando a través de Fox Sports. Esperemos que vaya mejor esta carrera.
Gracias.
I'll listen to you, Al, with your fluent Spanish. Yeah, it was all a little bit arms and elbows, and unfortunately, you often think, right, well, I'm in the top 4, I'm pretty much immune from that. You're 7th, 8th on the grid, you think, okay, this is where it's all going to break loose. But in fact, in our opening race, it was right at the sharp end, and it was well, not so much maybe from Michigami, but it really wasn't a very good getaway from the front row by Nesta Girolami. And once the front doesn't move, like in any traffic queue, it gets boxed up further and further behind.
The others aren't going to back off. It's a shame because Guerreri's been he's been really punching well above his weight in that Chevy, that Campos Chevy this year. So he's an exciting young guy to watch, and so to lose him out early on, it was a shame because he'd be back in the middle of the pack for the next one, back in 8th.
Well, the front of the grid will have a Honda and a Citroen on it, with Norbert Mikulec starting from pole, Rob Huff alongside him. Thiago Monteiro starts in 4th place, and that's where our race 1 winner came from. I wonder if Thiago fancies the chances of repeating that. He's with Alex.
Well, you didn't allow anyone else to have that championship lead for long, did you, Tiago? A fantastic race there. What do you think that you can do for race 2?
Well, as you could see, it all depends on the start, you know. So I really hope to get another good start, and we'll see from there. We have a good pace, obviously, as we saw yesterday. The car in the race was fantastic. I could really push and take advantage of the Joker lap. So I liked it. The Joker lap was fantastic for me. But the start will be crucial, and the start will be again the key, because otherwise, you know, things change a lot. So I'll focus a lot on that, and we'll see what happens.
It looks like the track is changing quite a lot as well. Is there a good side or a bad side of the grid to be?
This part of the grid is not used, so I think left or right is not great. Yeah, you need a bit of luck. You know, 2 years ago I was unlucky where I was. Last year was okay. This first race was okay. This one, it depends where you decide to go and what the others also decide. So you're a bit dependent on everybody else. When you are on pole position, you can decide. When you're in the pack, it's a little bit also up to the others.
Fans are all behind you, Tiago.
And so most of the other drivers actually behind him on the grid. At least he starts from 4th place. Ted Björk alongside him, and Norbert Michaelis, Rob Huff on the front row should get away nicely. And as for our opening race winner, Mehdi Banani starts in 7th position. So he will be hopeful of another decent hatful of points. Work going on underneath the 62 Volvo of Ted Björk. Let's hope there's no major issues there. They've still got a good 8 minutes to get the car ready to leave at the pit lane and can then finish off on the grid.